In this video, I'm reviewing the Realsee Galois M2. This is a full Scan-to-BIM demonstration from capture to the admin console, recap, and lastly, Revit. Let's kick things off by checking out the initial setup. Start by setting up your tripod, mount the M2, and power it on. When the blue Wi-Fi light indicator is visible, you're ready to pair. On your phone or other device, connect to the Galois M2 network and open the Realsee app. When you see device connection succeeded, you're ready to start. Do this by tapping the blue scan button. Open the scan settings panel and confirm the recommended options. Standard density, auto alignment, and point placement are both on. Tap the blue plus button to begin the scan. The scanner rotates automatically and captures a full 360-degree sweep of the room. When the scan is complete, it appears in the app. Move the tripod to the next location. For the second scan, once the sweep is completed, auto alignment activates immediately. The M2 matches this position to the previous one and merges the scans into a single layout. Selecting a scan point opens its details panel. Here you can view the image, set the floor, mark mosaic areas, add labels, or delete the point. Now I'd like to highlight a few scanning basics to ensure the best outcome. Realsee recommends a scanning distance of 3 to 8 meters, ensuring there is an overlap zone in between. Now let's switch over to the showcase so you can see the outcome. Here you can clearly see how each scan connects to the next and how the overlap between them creates a natural transition path. If the new scan point cannot see the previous one, the showcase tour may not work as desired. For example, on screen, scan 4 is in an enclosed room obscured from scan 3. As a result, in the showcase, I can't navigate from point 3 to point 4. Instead, the showcase jumps all the way back toward point 1. Always maintain a clear line of sight between scan points because the showcase relies on visual continuity to create natural transitions that simulate a natural walking path. And this becomes even more important when you're scanning stairs. Start at the bottom and work upwards, placing a scan every 3 to 5 steps. Ensure each new position can still see part of the previous one. When the capture is complete, tap Finish in the top right-hand corner. Here you'll be prompted for a project name. Then hit Generate to begin processing the data. When the model is ready, you can head to the admin console. The admin console is packed full of features. One video is not enough to demonstrate them all, so I'll focus on 3 that are essential for AEC, co-capture, floor plan editing, and labels. Starting with co-capture for merging showcases. On screen, you'll see a combined showcase. This is a merger of the 2 showcases below, parts 1 and 2. In this example, I scanned the lower floor but missed 2 rooms. You can see it clearly on screen. In part 2, there's a scan in the laundry, but in part 1, that room was never captured. The second difference is the understair storage. In the left capture, the door was open, and in the right capture, the door was closed. So these 2 captures each have unique information that I want to merge into one complete model. To combine them, in the My Spaces section of the console, select both showcases, then choose Create Project on the right, and then select Co-Capture. Give the project a name and in the co-capture interface, add both parts to the top and bottom sections. It's worth highlighting a few real-world situations where co-capture is incredibly useful. The first is when you need to connect inside and outside scans. It's common to capture the interior of a building in one session and then return later to scan the facade, the balcony, or the outdoor spaces. Sometimes a space isn't accessible during the initial scan. Maybe the room is occupied, locked, or being used. You can return later, scan just the missing areas, and merge them into the original capture without repeating anything else. On screen, you'll now see a side-by-side comparison of both showcases. So on the left, we have part 1 with part 2 on the right. You'll also need to be mindful of levels. Notice here the showcase is set to level 1, while the opposite side is set to level 2. This is easy to adjust. Before aligning anything, maneuver the two views so they're facing the same room or the same orientation. This makes the merging process clear. I start on the left-hand capture and identify the zones that clearly overlap with the second capture, such as the hallway segment and the staircase landing. Realsee requires at least 3 overlapping areas per capture, so the system has enough shared geometry to understand how the two scenes connect. Each overlapping point must be added manually. To do this, navigate to the point number for that area and click Add. Then switch to the right capture, find the point that corresponds to the same physical location, and click Add again. Once the overlapping points are chosen, I also add the new points that only exist in the second capture, the laundry and the understair space. This tells the system these rooms need to be included in the final merged model. After adding both captures and selecting the overlapping area points between them, we land at the overview page where I can see the selected points for each capture. Click Edit if you need to go back and make changes. Otherwise, go ahead and click Submit Pre-Processing in the top right corner and confirm the submission. This sends the two captures through the alignment stage so co-capture can prepare them for merging. Once the co-capture model is complete, set it to active so it can be viewed and shared. Let's dive into the showcase and see how the merge turned out. A showcase has several viewing modes, and one of the most useful is Model Mode. Model Mode gives you a full 3D representation of the entire capture. It strips away the panoramic photos and presents the space as a simplified, interactive 3D model, sometimes called a dollhouse. This mode makes it easy to understand the overall layout, check how the two captures have been merged, and quickly see whether all rooms and transitions have aligned correctly. Yes, the laundry is now included. The merge worked exactly as expected. Let's move on and look at some more features, starting with Floor Plan Mode. Floor Plan Mode gives you a clean, top-down view of the entire space. By clicking Edit, I can access additional showcase features, including the Floor Plan Editor. Right now, the image is showing level 2, so I'll switch the floor plan to the correct level so everything lines up. Notice the splay in this area. That distortion is caused by the mirror. And this is where the floor plan tool becomes incredibly powerful. I can clean up noise and remove distortions created by mirrors, reflections, or angled surfaces. Again, I'll switch the floor plan to the correct level so everything lines up. Let me zoom in. This works like a lightweight CAD environment. I can set the units, select individual wall segments, and remove anything that doesn't belong. It's an amazing tool for tidying up the plan and producing a clean, accurate layout directly inside the platform. For example, now that I've removed the distortion, I can draw in a new wall to close this gap. Over here, I can adjust the perimeter, straighten the boundary, and square it out properly. There are even shortcut commands built in, which makes the whole process feel a lot like drafting in a CAD program. I can also add additional walls wherever the capture needs clarification. This becomes extremely useful in real projects. For instance, when furniture blocks part of a wall, or when you need a clean floor plan for handover or for comparing against existing documentation. Once the changes are complete, click Save and Apply. This updates the floor plan only. It does not alter the panoramic showcase itself. The 3D tour stays exactly the same, but the floor plan view now reflects your cleaned up geometry, new walls, and corrected boundaries. And beyond cleaning up the existing layout, these tools are powerful for early design thinking. You can start to propose alterations for refurbishment projects, shifting walls, adjusting room boundaries, or testing new configurations directly on the floor plan before committing anything to CAD or Revit. Back in the showcase, we can now see the updated Level 2 floor plan applied. Now let's jump to Level 1 and look at another feature that's incredibly valuable in the AEC industry: issue tracking. Let's run a quick simulation. Issue tracking is a core part of any Scan-to-BIM workflow, especially when the point cloud is being used to validate existing conditions or coordinate across teams. Here's a typical scenario. You've scanned a building and handed the data to your BIM modeler who's developing the Revit model. As you review the showcase, you notice something the modeling team needs to correct. In this case, the ceiling register is in the wrong location. Using the hotspot tool, switch to text mode and give it a clear title. I like to prefix mine with RFI. Follow the prompts on screen, mark the register, and click Save. That creates the first label. Let's repeat the workflow for the ceiling fan to add more depth to the demonstration. Now we have two labels in the scene. If I preview these changes, you'll see a labels panel appear in the showcase. This allows any viewer to jump straight to those tags, just like a call-out in conventional documentation. But it gets even better. If you're using a platform like ACC Docs, you can link these Realsee labels directly to project issues in Revit. Simply create a new issue, fill out the required fields, and in the description, paste the link from the Realsee label. Now the modeling team can click that link and be taken straight to your RFI location in the showcase. Instead of sending screenshots or long email threads, you're creating issues right inside the reality capture. And now, let's talk about the add-ons. There are quite a few available in Realsee, but for the AEC workflow, the one that matters most is the point cloud export. This add-on lets you download the scan as an E57 high-quality point cloud, which is ideal for Revit, Navisworks, and any Scan-to-BIM process. One of the big advantages Realsee has over competitors is its credit-based pricing model. Instead of locking you into expensive subscriptions or charging high per export fees, as shown on screen at the time of recording, you can buy 30 credits for $89. A high-quality point cloud export costs 20 credits, so for about $60, you can download a detailed, full-resolution E57 dataset. For the level of quality you get, that is outstanding value, especially when you compare it to the pricing of other 3D capture platforms. When the point cloud is ready, simply click Download to save the E57 file to your computer. From there, you can bring it straight into Recap for your Scan-to-BIM workflow. It's important to know that an E57 file cannot be imported directly into Revit. The dataset must first be processed in Autodesk Recap and then saved as an RCP project. There's a specific workflow for this, and I already have a full tutorial covering it, so be sure to check that out. I've posted the link in the description. Once your E57 dataset has been registered in Recap, there are a few key steps to complete. First, contain noise using regions and then turn those regions off. Regions are a great way to isolate walls, floors, ceilings, and furniture, but they also increase file size. So stay tuned for a special tip on how to save space later in the video. Next, you need to define the origin point. This is crucial when inserting the point cloud into Revit. A clean, predictable origin ensures correct positioning and avoids unnecessary shifting of your model. We'll see exactly how this works shortly. Finally, export the view state to reduce file size and set the Unify settings to clean up the dataset before exporting the RCP. Once those steps are complete, your point cloud is optimized and ready for the Revit environment. Now in Revit, start by setting up a dedicated working view where you'll host the point cloud. Then go to Link Point Cloud and notice the file type is set to RCP. This is the format exported from Recap. Down here, make sure positioning is set to origin to origin. This ensures that the origin you defined in Recap lines up perfectly with the origin of your Revit project, as shown here. In a sectional view, you'll also see that the point cloud aligns correctly with the floor levels, which is exactly what you want. If you've stayed with the video this long, here's an extra special tip. Realsee also enables OBJ downloads as part of their add-ons. This is where the OBJ becomes a powerful companion. One of the biggest challenges with point clouds is the lack of sharp, defined edges, especially when you're trying to interpret surfaces, corners, or small details. You can overlay the OBJ with the point cloud to highlight edges, reveal surface clarity, and make it much easier to understand what the point cloud is representing. So the combination of RCP for accuracy and OBJ for clarity gives you the best of both worlds when modeling your Scan-to-BIM project in Revit. Before we wrap up, I want to quickly highlight Realsee's Black Friday offers because the pricing this year is genuinely impressive. The first option is the Realsee Standard Kit, offering a saving of $900. This includes all the essential accessories, the backpack, tripod, battery, and more. The second option is the Realsee Premium Bundle, which saves you $1,425 at 22% off. This bundle adds an extra battery, an extra charger, and 300 free credits on top of the standard kit. For context, 300 credits are worth $675. That's the end of the video. I hope you found it useful. Let me know what you think of Realsee in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.